Okay, guys, sorry about that. For some reason, Facebook has been very interesting today. Okay, I need to try. Okay. Hey, Dorothy. Okay. Sorry, I shared it to the video to the wrong spot first, and so then I had to go back in and figure out how to not do that, and it wouldn't let me delete it, but okay. I think I figured it out now. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Facebook's been super weird with videos the last little bit. So, um, whatever. I'm here now. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I think I'm watching on my page and in my group. So, and hopefully Emily's not going to make too much noise behind me. Because, of course, the second that I decided to go live and stuff, they are cutting down a tree on the front street, and she's not going to like that. Okay, so last week I started the series with the Cricut pages, and which prompted a lot of questions about print sizes. So I'm going to answer them here in a full separate video, because originally I said, oh, when I do the next one, I'll just show you how oh, here comes Emmy, of course. How I print my photos. And then I thought, well, that's probably like too much to do all in one video. So I thought I would show you kind of one of the ways I print photos that are funny sizes that aren't your standard 4x6 photographs. And by no means is this the best way. Is this the only way? There's lots and lots of ways. Lots of photo editing software does it. Just this is the way I've done it lots of different ways, but this is the easiest way I found to teach it. That's not uber complicated, that anybody can do. And I have done a video before on it, and but it's probably buried way back. Um, I cleaned my glasses right before I went live so that I'll be able to see what I'm trying to teach you, but I actually seem to have like a fingerprint right in my view, but that's okay. We're live now. We'll work with it. Okay, so I tried to figure out what would be the best way to show you guys what I do. So, like I said, you can do it in lots of different camera apps easily. This is what I have been doing, like I said, for a long time. And I'm sure some of you probably do it also. Oh, I can't show you my code. So I use the Becky Higgins Project Life app because it's super simple. And okay, I'm also going to print on my selfie, but you don't have to do that, okay? It just gets saved to your camera roll and you can send it wherever you want to print. I just, for small projects that I'm doing, I have a Canon selfie and that's what I use. But like I said, you can send them anywhere. You could send them to Costco, you could send them to Walgreens, you can send them to Blacks. You could send them wherever you want. This is just a way to get different size photos onto one 4x6 usable for a scrapbook page. So it's an app. And actually, I should have checked before I came on, but I think that it's iPhone and Android, but I don't swear to that. I know it's actually Apple friendly because obviously I have it on my iPad. I have it on my phone. I don't actually have it on my iMac. That's why I didn't do just a screen share. I thought this would be the easiest way to do it with you. But it's super easy to use. And you can add different sizes onto a print size. So once you download the app, then there's different categories. I actually only ever use this first one, which is a print size, which is a 4x6. But you can do like bigger prints if you have the capability to print bigger at home. Like my sister has a big 12x12 printer, so you could add 3x3 photos all across a 12x12 and print it at home. Okay, so but if you pick this first, so it's in the App Store. Like I said, I have it on every device I think I own. So when you click on this orange button, okay, it will take you, sorry, I had been doing stuff before. And it's going to be funny because as soon as you move this around, of course, the view changes. But along the side here, you have different print sizes. So this is the first one is a full 12x12. Then you go down to a 4x6, and then obviously a 6x4. Then as you scroll through, you can add more pictures onto a 4x6. So you could add, this is obviously a 4x3, and you can get 2 onto a 4x6 print. You can also do it this way if you have 2 landscape pictures. Okay, so here's also a 4x6. So these print sizes must be 2x3. And then the opposite way, portrait. And then on here, you can see, hey, Ashley and Susan, and I see Mary come on, and Dorothy. So this is a 4x6 is the base. So just think of it like a piece of paper, and you're just basically adding your photographs onto the piece of paper. So I don't know if you can see it or not. And I'm hoping you guys can't hear, but Emmy is in the background talking to people on the street. This is a 4x4, and then this is a 2x2 right there, and then there's a 2x2 down here too. So you can add all on a print size on one 4x6, a 4x4, and 2 2x2s. Hey Ashley, so is this like homework for your kids today watching me? Okay, or you can change it. So it's this way, this way, this way. Okay, or if you want lots of 2x2s, you can get, obviously, because it's just simple math, right? You can print 6 2x2s on a 4x6. So they also have a template for each of those. And then it does a 6x8. This is so easy to use. Like I said, exactly, math puzzles. Oh my goodness, those puzzle companies must be making so much money right now. Everybody in my Facebook feed is doing a puzzle these days. My 22-year-old daughter asked me the other day, no, my 22-year-old daughter asked me if we had any more puzzles downstairs. Okay, no, I'm not using the Canon app. I started with, this is the Becky Higgins Project Life app. Let's see if okay. So that is what, because you can print anywhere on any device with this. So doesn't have to be a Canon selfie. It has nothing to do with it. So for this, I could actually send these prints to like my big printer at home, or not at home. I'm obviously at home, but my big printer obviously prints 8.5x11, but I also have a tray that holds 4x6s. So I can send this to that printer if I want. Everything prints pretty much, I think, wirelessly now, but, or you can save them into a file. I'll show you at the end, and upload them to wherever you have your printing done, whoever does your printing. So it doesn't have to be at home. Like so many services now are doing like prints by mail. You can just put them all in a folder and upload them. Well, at least you're outside. Yesterday I went outside because apparently we're going to get cold. I think you guys had cold yesterday. You could tell them it's recess time or something so you can pay more attention. Okay, so like I said, all down the side, and it depends on how you have it. It's either down the side or along the bottom. I think if I go like that, like, so this is how it would look on your phone, right? Because this is the view that you get on your phone, is in the portrait. So yes, I use it to communicate with my selfie, but you don't have to. Like I said, you could print anywhere. But I just wanted to show you. So these are obviously just 4x6s, so you guys don't need to know that. You know how to print a 4x6. Emmy, are you paying attention to me? What's wrong? Okay, you listen, okay? I'm telling them how to print photos. So once you have picked your size, right, you just send it right to your printer. Okay, so once you pick your template, like depending on what you need, we're going to do 2 3x4s right now because I need one for the page for tomorrow. So all you do is you click on the first one and it becomes active, okay? And then you'll see here, there's a little picture icon right here. And literally you touch it and it'll take you to your photos. So I put together a ski trip album. You don't have to have them an album, you just have to know where your photos are. Because this is what I'm going to use for that page for tomorrow. So I think I'm going to pick, okay, let's see how this looks in here. So now that's just on the half the photograph. You can manipulate it in there. So if I only wanted Max in the photo, if I wanted a 3x4 of him, I could just touch it and play around with it that way. Or if, let's say, I'm going to cut out Brian's friend. I don't want him in my 3x4. I just want the two of them. This is my husband's attempt at a selfie. So let's say I don't want Stan there. I just want these two. I can take them out. Okay. So then to activate the next cell, you literally just touch on it. This cell is, this side is done. You could still edit it if you want. Okay, so I've activated this side, and same thing, I'm going to insert a photograph. This time we'll leave Stan in the photo, how about? Okay, so there, now this is how, if that's how I want it to stay, this is how my 4x6 will print with the 2 3x4s on the side. Why are you crying? So then you just click on the bottom because you want to send it somewhere. And I'm going to export it. And I'm exporting it as a 4x6 image. And now it saves to wherever you tell it to save. So now I'm going to save the image. Sorry, I don't know why she's being so crazy. Because I'm talking to myself, I guess. Okay. So also then, I can print right from there if I want. Okay, so it's looking for my printer. This is my house printer at the top. Like I said, you could print there if you wanted, or my Canon Selfie happens to be turned on. So it'll print. And then your puppy wants to play with Emmy because she's crying. Today, I don't know, all of a sudden she really wants somebody to play with her. She's been crazy since first thing this morning. So you can see I just sent it to my selfie, but like I said, I could have sent it to the printer behind me. It doesn't have to be the selfie. Okay, so that's how I print my 3x4s. Like I said too, sorry, it'll get noisy for a sec. It's not quiet. So let's say I want some 2x2s and a 4x4. So the thing is that if you're printing, if you're doing lots of stuff, then you might want to think about the, like when I did a calendar, and there's lots of different print sizes. So I thought about the pictures and I put them all kind of in an album together. And then as I worked through the calendar, I knew, hey Pauline, I knew, oh, even though the 2x2s might not be the same event, sorry, Emmy's like looking at me like, can I play ball right now? Then I would go through, and even though they might not necessarily all be for the same page or the same project, I could print a group of 2x2s, and I kind of worked it like that so that you're not wasting paper when you print. So there, now I have two 3x4s, and this is the one without Stan, and that's the one with Stan, and I can pick when I go to print. So then let's say I wanted, we're going to do a 4x4 and two 2x2s. So I can just switch the photograph. Just a second. I'm just going to get my son's letter out. Sorry about that. Okay. So then, if I wanted a 4x4, same thing. It's completely editable within the app. So I can zoom them if I want them bigger or smaller or however much of the mountains I want behind them. It's super easy to maneuver. And then let's say I needed two 2x2s, and I'm going to pick just some mountains. So then you literally just touch it, click on your photo. I'll take one of these and then one of these. So I just touch the cell I want to change. And then I'll do the other one. Okay, and so I'm done with my photographs. And then same thing. I can save her. It's because Max just texted me. And he said her, because he's talking about the dog. So if I wanted this one to be more mountains and not so, and less mountains and more cloud, I can do that. And then, so then if I wanted to print them somewhere else, like send them away, then I would just export them, save as an image, and then I would save them to my camera roll. And then I would just create a file to then send off for printing. But here I can just export it, the 4x6. Okay, no problem. Just a second, I'm just going to print it while I print it. Exactly, and I will be. Okay, so Pauline, so it's the Becky Higgins Project Life app, and it's in the App Store and it's free. And let's just see. Yeah, okay, it's gone. So you do have to have your photos somewhere where it's maneuverable to use them like this. But even, let's say that I have the pictures on my main computer. If I'm working on a project and I know that I want to manipulate photographs this way, then I kind of just send them in a batch to my phone and play around with them. Yeah, so it's the Becky Higgins picture. No. We'll go find out exactly what it's called. Project Life app. It's in the app. But like there's like I said, there's lots. Once you kind of understand the concept of what you're doing, there's other ways to do it. Most people on their computers have some form of a photo editing app. And you can add, this is probably a bad example because the 2x2s are very similar to each other. But yeah, so you can actually use that app too to print out 12x12 photos. My sister has a giant format printer too. So let's say you wanted, you can do that too. There's just a different section. Like I said, you can do like full 12x12 photographs if you wanted to print something super big. But there's also a section in the app. These are full pages and you can change them. Like there's different designs. So I don't know why it's not there, sticking at the bottom. So if you wanted to print like a whole pile of 3x3s, you can print them that way. If you have a large format printer, but not everybody does have a large format printer. Oh, no problem. It's like, I think that people worry too much about the, also, I think that people, I'm glad it's helpful. This is the easiest way, like, I used to teach digital scrapbooking. So I can do it lots of different ways. This just happens to be a super easy way to do it. So that's why I thought I would show you. Yes, that's it. That's a great way. Yeah, so you have, if you do that, so you can save it as a 12x12. Not everybody will print a 12x12. So I know Costco prints 12x12 sheets. I'm not, yes, Studio J used to print 12x12 sheets. So yes, you absolutely can still do them on a 12x12 format. But if I'm printing, if prints are on sale somewhere, I'm not going to fill a 12x12 with 4x4s to print and cut up. I'm going to put them on 4x6s because that's cheaper. Do you know what I mean? Because it's easier to order. Like typically, if there's a sale on something, it's going to be like 4x6 print sizes. So if you needed a whole pile of 2x2s, you can do them this way. Does that make sense? Is the whole thing making sense to everybody? So the only size that obviously is not on here because it doesn't fit ideally on a 4x6 is a 3x3. So if I am working and I need 3x3s, I will pick something that I'll either put 2 on like this and leave enough room so that I can chop off my photo. So let's say if I want a 3x3, okay, so here too you can see, oh no, you probably can't see, it's not big enough. I'll go back though after and show you. Because it saved these, like when I showed you how I was saving it, they're just sitting in my camera roll. Ski trip. Okay, so let's say I want a 3x3 of this photograph. So what I'm going to do is obviously I have more than enough room that I can crop it. So I play around with how I know And then I know I have enough room there that that's how I want my 3 by 3 to look. Does that make sense? Because it doesn't obviously make a perfect 3 by 3 on a 4 by 6, but this is 3 inches. And so you can tell how much of your photograph you're going to have to crop to get a 3-inch. Oh, well, you go do that. And no problem, Bernadette, anytime. If you guys have specific questions too, I can answer them. So then let's say I want this. Let's see this photograph here. No. Let's do, oh, I guess they're all my, let's do this one. That's not going to crop into a 3 by 3 though. Unless we cut out my husband's friend. So let's just, in order to make it work, you have to have enough room, obviously, around the photograph. And I didn't actually take a ton of photographs and put them in here. So we'll just do this one. So let's say that I know I want to crop it into a 3 by 3. I'll move it over enough that it makes sense that I'll have part to crop off. I'm not sure if that makes total sense to you, but that's the easiest way to do 3 by 3s. And then same thing, if you wanted to save it to print later, I'm just going to export it. Oh, I picked the wrong size. Okay, sorry, let's go back because that's not a 4 by 6. There we go. That was a 6 by 8. Okay, so this, when you tap on it, then it makes your photograph live. So same thing. I can move them over here. I know I have more than enough room that I can crop it, so I can get a 3-inch, 3 by 3, and then that photograph there. Okay, so then I'm going to export it. And I'm saving it as a 4 by 6 image. And it's done. Oh, wait, to actually save it. Okay, so then now you can see when I go back, yes, I'm done. Okay, so now when I go into my photos, there's actually a picture, yeah. So there is actually it has put them in a folder called Project Life, and there's the 3 of them. So if I was now sending them somewhere, that's where they would be, and I just export them or print them. Just like that. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, like I said, I'm more than happy to answer them. And now I have a head start on my photos for tomorrow, but I actually think I'm not going to do these ones. I will show you. We are going to go, I'll go back. So, because I want this photograph, I think. So we'll go back to ski trip. Hey, Barb. I'm just showing how I print my funny size photograph. So there's one 3 by 4, and then I'm actually going to do another one that's the mountain. So once I tap it, it's live, and I pick my picture, and I'll pick this one. And like I said, so it's all, you can move it around and decide if you wanted more or less or up the sky or whatever. And now I will send it. So you just have to look for your little tray to send it. Okay, I'm going to export it as a 4x6. So like I said, you can save the image or print it. And I could send it to either one of my printers, but it's going to my Selfie. And it just takes a few minutes or a few seconds depending on how the internet is playing. And then so I knew I wanted this one, and then the other one that I'm going to do for tomorrow is a 4x6. So I can just, you tap on the photo and you replace it. But actually I don't see the photograph that I wanted for full 4x6. So I will have to print that after. So it's really easy, and you just have to always think about it in the same, like Ashley said, as math, like the same. You just need to figure out what size you need to put on a 4x6. So if there's any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. But other than that, this is probably my tip of the day. So sorry about Emmy whining there at the beginning. I'm not really sure what's going on with her today. Today was supposed to be, each dog goes to daycare once a month just to socialize them and so they get out and stuff. And today was supposed to be her daycare day, but it got canceled. So she's probably just a little annoyed. Somehow they know, even though it only happens once a month. I don't know how they know that it's supposed to be a daycare day. It's so weird. So that is how I do it. So 4x4s, 2x2s, 3x4s. You can do it the other way, obviously. And like I said, I showed you how to fake in the 3x3s if you wanted to use the app. And so that's what I've got for you guys today. I'm done editing the page. So that's what I use, and it's super easy. So, and I do love my Selfie, but if I'm doing large batch printing, I'm not using my Selfie. I send them away to be printed. So, okay guys, I will be back tomorrow with the last in that series of single page Cricut layouts from the Everyday Moments. And then I think we'll move on to something fun. You're very welcome, Dorothy. No problem. You're very welcome, Ashley. Hopefully your kids learned something too. I'm sure they could probably do it for you at this rate. That is an awesome goal. That is an awesome goal. Pictures on layouts is the best feeling. And I think I said this in one of my videos earlier. I don't know if it was the first or the second one in the series. Or it actually might have been in the group when I was teaching. But I don't really worry too much about leaving a photo mat because I use pictures I have. My sister does all of my workshops, and some of them, she only has boys, and some of them are pretty girly, and she still makes every single layout work. She just either will change out a title if it's not applicable or something along that line so that everything works. So I think that you need to not, like, I think that lots of times people get fixated on the fact that, oh, we need more masculine stuff, or we need more of anything. I think that you can adapt very easily so many of your already done layouts to suit your purposes or whatever your purpose might be for that you're trying to scrapbook. And it might not be like a straight line always, but you typically will be able to find, I think, stuff to work with. That's my 2 cents for the day. Okay, have a good one. Everybody enjoy their outdoors if they can today. It's kind of overcast here today. I'm thinking it's going to turn not nice, but I will be back tomorrow and we're going to do the adventure page. So it was the one that's 8.5 by 11 and we're going to make it into a 12 by 12 and I did some adaptations on it. I haven't actually cut it yet. So I've just picked my color scheme. So I'll show you the color scheme I picked because, so these are the photographs like generally that we're going to use from that trip. So I knew that one of the featured colors would be Lagoon. So I'm going to work with this, I think. Exactly. I'm going to use this color combination, I think, on that Starburst page. So it's Lagoon, Sapphire, Ballerina, Smoothie, and Candy Apple. I think that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to finish off here and I'm going to go and finish the file and cut the Cricut pieces, and for sure I should be back tomorrow because I've decided after today I'm not leaving my house again for a while. I went out and I got groceries for a little bit and that was an interesting experience. We've come to the point where here where all non-essential is now closed down. So it's super weird driving around. So I hadn't been out of the house in quite a while. So it was eye-opening for me to go outside. So that's what I've got for you guys today, and hopefully it was helpful. And like I said, I will be back tomorrow, and see you then. Bye-bye.